Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Today we'll be reading a book that we got from Barnes & Noble called The Legend of Spookley the Square Pumpkin, written by Joe Troiano, illustrated by Susan Banta. You could also watch it on Disney Junior. And when you get this book, you also get a DVD, Spookley the Square Pumpkin Transylvania Twist. Dear reader, one Halloween night when my son Nicholas was very young, he asked to tell him a bedtime story. He didn't want it to be scary. He wanted it to be about pumpkins. The story I made up at night, Spookley the Square Pumpkin, became the book you are about to read. That was many years ago. My son Nick is now grown, and Spookley's story has been read by many children since it was published. The most important copy, of course, is the one you are holding in your hands. I hope you enjoy reading it as much as I enjoy telling it to Nick that Halloween night a long, long time ago. Joe. The Legend of Spookley the Square Pumpkin, written and created by Joe Troiano, illustrated by Susan Banta. A Holiday Hill Farm book. One day in the pumpkin patch, the strangest little pumpkin hatched. Spookley wasn't like his friends. Where they had curves, he had ends. Spookley was different. He was odd. He was rare. Spookley the pumpkin wasn't round. He was square. See?
There's a board right there.
Yeah.
Can I see it?
While the round pumpkins had fun rolling along, poor Spookley sat there, shaped all wrong. He tried and tried with all his might, but he couldn't budge. He sat tight. The other pumpkins teased him because he was square. Yeah, Spookley wished he was round and could roll everywhere. That is, until one night when they all discovered it's fine to be round when the weather is fair, but there are times it's better to be square.
I see a bat.
Yeah, you see a bat, huh? Halloween was just a day away when a mighty storm blew across the bay. It tossed the round pumpkins to and fro. It snapped their vines. Then off they go, bouncing left, slamming right, banging, bashing. What a sight! Spookley sat there, filled with fright, but glad to be square that night. Yeah, see the pumpkin and the lightning.
And this is the bat.
Suddenly, the fence gave way. 3 pumpkins rolled out into the bay. Yeah, see, he rolled out. They rolled out. Spookley knew what must be done. It was up to him. He was the one. He teetered. He tottered. He tipped. He tried. He finally flipped. He was on his side. Again he tipped. And then he flopped. Again he flipped. And then he stopped. Right in the gap where the fence had snapped. He blocked the way. The hole was capped. All the pumpkins shouted, "Hooray!" Spookley the Square Pumpkin had saved the day. Then a pumpkin hit him with a whack. He thought his shell would start to crack. Then another one hit him with a thump. And another one with a smack. Then, one by one, a ton of pumpkins piled on the sack. With a bang and a bash and a crunch and a crash. And then it all went black. At dawn, when the storm had stopped, the farmer came out and checked his crop. He picked his pumpkins up one by one and laid them out in the warm, dry sun. And when the last one moved away, the farmer could see what had saved the day. The odd-shaped pumpkin, short and dense, was wedged against the broken fence. Its shell was bruised, its stem was too. But then there was brave little Spookley sitting there straight and strong and true. Right then and there, the farmer knew of all the seeds he had ever sown, Spookley's were the most special that have ever grown. And the next year, when it was time to sow, he sowed those seeds in every row. He watered and weeded and watched them grow. And oh, that morning about mid-June, when the pumpkin patch began to bloom, there were tiny pumpkins everywhere, hundreds and hundreds, most of them square. Some were cubes, and some were rectangular. Some were flat, and others triangular. There was a bed of bright red ones, and 2 rows of blue. And there were polka dot pumpkins, and rainbow ones too. There were thousands of colors, and hundreds of shapes. Oh, what a garden variety makes.
There's a rainbow one right there.
Yeah, you see the rainbow one? Now, every year on Halloween, Spookley's patch is quite a scene. People come from far and near to see what wonders grew that year. They stop, they gawk, they gaze, they stare. Then they pick a pumpkin that's round, triangular, or perfectly square. Now you know the story of Spookley's grew. Maybe someday you'll tell someone too. And they'll go tell someone who go tell another. And maybe one day we'll all discover you can't judge a book or a pumpkin by its cover. The end of Spookley the Square Pumpkin. Say bye-bye.
Bye.